Okay, so the question that arose was, question on the docket, if I may say, is who is someone you look up to? Who is a role model in your eyes?
Okay.
Thinking about it as I say it out loud again, obviously you can have multiple, but like, I feel like I have role models, but I have role models on different levels.
No, 100%.
Right? Like I have one that's like very close to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't call them role models because I feel like that's such a big like responsibility.
Yeah, I guess so.
So like I have like a role model, and then I have like people I look up to in different aspects of my life that I
Right. And I feel like a lot of them are like different levels, right? Levels meaning like not of stardom, but like
rookie and a vet.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. Because like I have people that I've never met, but like I look at how they move. Like Nipsey's a huge role model to me.
Right.
The way he moves, the way he conducts himself in interviews, the way he thinks, the way he speaks. I want to live my life like that. Mm-hmm. And then I have people, role models as like that I have, or like that I grew up with, like father figures or things like that. And then I have people who like I've just met recently who like I want to model a portion of my life or like a section of my life after what that person's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I guess, so who are your role models? Who are people that you model your lives after?
I have the same one, man.
Yeah?
Mine's Pops.
Okay.
Is that yours?
He's one of them. Yeah.
But like, yeah, the big role model, like the one I put on like a pedestal that I know personally is Pops. The way Pops is very, very smart, man. And it took me so long to like not figure it out. Like I didn't think he was an idiot, but like just the way everything he does is with a purpose, and he's thought it through, and he does it all like mindfully. Is that the correct word?
Thoughtfully.
Yes.
There you go.
And it's just strategic to like him and his life. Like I am my father's son. I feel like me.
Is it strategic? You think he does it with a strategy?
I think it is. Because when I ask him,
I guess strategy.
I've grown up and I've like I ask him, like I'll ask him questions about like life things that like 16-year-old would just see and just like, oh, okay, that's how he does it. Mm-hmm. And like he has an answer. Like if he would have been like, I don't know, man, it's just me. Then I'd be like, okay, you don't know what he's doing. Like he's just living his life, you know. But he has answers for it. I'm like, wow, okay, I've never even thought of it like that. That's very smart.
Yeah.
But even like his like just his day to day, man, this man knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does. He does.
And
I think it's just you would never really think it because he doesn't talk about it much.
Exactly. That's why you got to ask the questions.
Yeah.
And that's why for the longest time, I thought it was just like, that's just how he's living his life.
Yeah,
man.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
That's just Pops. But then I ask questions, and I'm like, wow, you're thinking, man. It's on. Your lights are on up here, man. I see it.
It just don't look like it.
It don't look like it at all. And I love it. It's
like what though? Like what part of his life are you trying to model yourself after?
Just like the cards he was dealt were not the greatest.
Right.
And to see where he is now and how he's taking care of all his kids and his additional kids he got later on and everything, and it's like, damn, Pops, like you really did the damn thing. Like you sacrificed and you came out on top. Mm-hmm. And we living in Brentwood, California, man. Woo. Good props, man.
And he's content.
He's
happy as hell. At least from what it looks like.
Pops is happy as hell. Especially now with his grandbabies. Literally. Oh, man. He ain't coaching at that weak ass high school no more. He got a good job. Like, and he's like been through the ringer, like, even when we've been older.
Yeah.
Like when we left Haywood and Fremont and all that, like I was young, so I didn't really. But like now seeing him when like he was working at the high schools with us and stuff, like, and then now at the job he has now, like, man, you don't talk about don't quit and my family needs this, this, and this. Yeah, let me go get it. It's the Grape Ape, man.
Grape Ape.
I love it. Yeah. And everybody loves him. I have yet to this day hear one person say he does not like my father.
Yeah.
It's great, man. I love it. I love that, man. Shout out, Pops.
Shout out, Pops.
Cheers.
Love you, Pop. Yeah. He's I mean, I don't want to make it sound like he's not. He definitely is. I think, again, like going back to like levels, it's, I think just where I'm at. I think every stage, like when I've been doing certain things in that stage of life, I've looked towards one person to model myself after. But I feel like most people that I model myself after, I don't know if this is a good thing or not, are people that are not as close to me.
It's a good thing. No, it's perspective.
Like, obviously, Dad's been one, like, my entire life.
Right.
But, like, now doing things that I love to do now, like with podcast-wise, entrepreneurial stuff, thinking outside the box. It
changes, yeah.
It changes, and it's always, like, pointed towards people, like, that are like-minded in that sense. Like, Dad, this is not interesting to Dad. No. Like, this has nothing, you know what I mean? So, like, in that, like, life aspect, providing aspect, being a father, being a husband, that's what I look at Pop at.
Yeah, that's like that. Would, like I said, the big one that I
right, and he is the big one, especially where I'm at right now, raising kids, having a wife, being able to model my sacrifices, like, or at least go through them and understand. Like, Pop's had to go through this shit too. Like, right. I'm going through it now, kind of thing. And so I'll call him, I'll ask him, we'll talk about it, obviously. But I think, like, as of lately, like, wanting to do this type of work and get away from my job, like, Nipsey's been a huge one. Nipsey's been huge, but, like, levels-wise, right? So, like on the, I don't want to say the lowest level, but, like, as far as stardom, I don't know why I look at role models as, like, stardom, I guess. But, like, people around me, like, this kind of goes into, like, our next question, but, like, surrounding myself with certain people. So, like, the people in my mind that, like, I look up to in their own respective tiers, I guess you can call them. 3 different people is, obviously, we gave him flowers last week, is Malachi. Is definitely one on that list. Same. Another one is JoJo with everything he's doing money-wise. Like, the dude's a genius. The way he goes out and I don't know anyone that's like him. Sure. So Malachi, JoJo, and Lecky.
Lecky's another one.
Dude, he is, like, those are 3 people that, like, I cannot let those people leave me, because in the entrepreneurial aspect, Kai drives me in that way. Right. So I need him to be around, because I need to be picking his brain. I need to see what he's doing, and it's going to drive me to do what I want to do. JoJo, in the sense of just hitting the pavement, working his ass off, making as much money as he can, and strategically bringing money in. And his why is always the same is what's always going to be mine, is my wife and kids. Right. So seeing the way he moves in that aspect, I need him around, because I need to see how he's doing it so I can get it like him. And Lecky, I don't know a better man than that guy. That guy, he's all around. If I have a question about, like, life question, if I'm going for, like, fatherhood or providing security, I'm calling Dad. Okay. If I have a question about, like, just life, like, I'm stuck and I don't know what to do, I'm calling Lecky. I don't know how, but he just knows exactly what to say, when to say it, how to say it. Where I'm working at now, he's the only reason I went there. I did not want to be there, but I know what he's done for me, my wife, my kids, when we first started out here. Like, I have to do what he says. Right. Like,
you owe that to him.
I owe that to him, and I know whatever he's saying, as shitty as it is, you gotta listen to it,
because he's real.
It's gonna happen. So his whole thing, like, at work with stressing out and stuff, dude, just trust me. It's shitty right now. Just trust me. And I can't, like, I get mad at him. Like, we've had our moments where I'm like, bro, you're tripping. Right. I can't do that. I can't do this. I'm not going to. My pride's in the way. I'm not going to do it. He's like, dude, just trust me, please. This is what you need to do. Do this shitty thing, this shitty thing, this shitty thing. And then if that doesn't work, trust me. And it's like, all right. And
you've given me no reason not to.
I have no reason not to listen to what you're saying. Like the way he deals with his wife, the way he deals with his kids, the way he makes time for his wife and kids. The man works his ass off, but still somehow on his Instagram, he's always with his kids. Mm-hmm. But I know he's not, because he's always at work. So I don't know how the hell he's doing it, but he's doing it. So, like, those 3 people with where I'm at in my life, those are, like, again, I don't know if role model is the right word, but, like, those are the 3 people that, like, I need to keep them around me right now. Yeah. With each, I guess, tier. I think tier is the right word for it. But, like, what I'm trying to accomplish in my life right now, money-wise, marriage-wise, fatherhood-wise, entrepreneurial-wise, business-wise, those are the 3 that I know I'm going to be able to pick their brains and get to where I need to get to.
It's a good 3.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel so, too.
The big 3.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Role models.
I mean, yeah, Pops is the big main one. Where I am at in my life, I mean, it's back-to-back weeks we talking about this man.
Yeah.
He's gonna come in next week all feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
But Kai has definitely been a big one.
Yeah.
With just like, it started off as like, damn, like I don't want to like let him know that I'm like watching him. You feel me? But like everything he's like, every IG live he's on, I get the notification, I'm on.
Yeah.
Just free game, and he's it's free. This guy's just, and he's like, the conversations we've had, it's just been like, bro, I just want to help you. It's really all it is.
It's genuine.
Yeah. There's not many people like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with this barber and stuff that I'm trying to get into, and like to have somebody so accessible to me, that is great at it. It's like, damn, how can I not pick your brain and talk to you? And it's great, man. I'm very grateful.
We're gonna have all 4 of those people on. Obviously,
Appreciate
Kai's already.
y'all.
This is the second week Kai's been on it, but we're gonna consistently have Kai on. We need to bring Lecky in. JoJo's for sure. We need to get Joe. We need that. His brain needs to be reaching everybody. Like everyone needs to pick that man's brain because the way this boy is bringing money in is insane. And then Pop, I think it would be cool to have Pop on.
I would love to have the Great Babe on here. That would be hilarious.
But since we have Malachi here, I'm putting you on the spot because I didn't already ask you this question. But hearing, because I know that we are not the only ones that feel this way about you. And I know I'm not the only one that feels this way about my dad. I know we're not the only ones that feel this way about JoJo, Lecky, people that we surround ourselves with. But hearing things like that, one, how does that make you feel? And two, was that your intention? Or what's your intention behind how you move? The way you move in life, is it intentional? Is it just how you are? Or
it means a lot, bro. Like, I appreciate what you guys say. It's crazy because, like, I didn't grow up with a dad, man. So I had to teach myself a lot of things from how to be a man, you know, how to like how you can get girls to like you, how to get a job and hold it down. Yeah. And it's crazy because, like, I just started, like I look back on my life now and, like you said, there's certain tiers, you know what I mean? And growing up as a kid, I always wanted, like, a dad to, like, take me in, to believe in me, and to really just, like, put trust in me that, like, I can do something big. Mm-hmm. And I was chasing that forever, bro. And it's nuts because, like, I had uncles that would be in my life, but they wouldn't, like, they made fun of me for certain things, you know what I mean? Like, I play football, and then, like, my mom would try teaching me certain things, and then he'd just laugh at my mom for, like, trying to teach me how to play football. Right. So my mom was like, oh, yeah, you're not playing football no more. And just pulled me out because she was embarrassed, man. Right. So, like, oh, damn, this is getting deep. So I'd go through little things and phases in my life where I was always trying to prove myself. Right. And it sucked because I'd always run into, like, someone who just looked down on me, and I was like, damn. So it wasn't until, like, after high school, and mind you, like, I went through so much struggles in my life that, like, it even eventually led me to, like, not graduate high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So lots of failures, lots of, like, disappointments, lots of, like, trying to prove myself and just wanting to be, like, someone to, like, really believe in me, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And not to say, like, my family didn't, like, love me enough, but, like, when you don't have, like, a role model figure to blueprint your life after, it's tough to try figuring that out. Interesting. So my whole life, I was just kind of, like, just floating, you know? And I was raised by a lot of women, so no one really taught you how to, like, be a man. Sure. So there's a couple things that I've learned in my life where there's certain people God has, like, put in my life, and I take little things from him and just adapt. So I got really good at just copying certain people. So as I was growing up, didn't graduate high school. Next thing you know, I'm just partying and chilling for, like, 3 years, doing nothing. No job, smoking weed, different girls every day. Right. Next thing you know, I have an uncle that's like into bodybuilding. I was like, shoot, I want to get buff like that guy. Next thing you know, he started taking me under his wing, and I started lifting with him every single day at 6 a.m.
Interesting.
This dude was like The Rock, dude. He'd pull it to the gym in a hoodie. That's how you know that guy can live.
Them is dangerous.
If he
Those
come in
ones
a
is
hoodie,
dangerous.
he can live. If he don't and he's in a stringer, you know that he's like
You know what?
in a stringer.
What the hell is that?
You know them little
man.
like dental floss.
Yeah.
Dental floss
Just-
shoe.
exactly. Yeah, just the cord, two
Right
cords,
there,
and
dude.
then a little triangle.
That's it,
Oh,
man. So
Stringers.
So next thing you know, I live with this guy and he's putting me on game for the first time, and I'm like 20 by then. And then this guy's like, yeah, this is how you live. And then once I'm in there, this guy's like pushing me to my limit on lifting, like by the point like the next day, I'm like sore as hell. And then he texts me every single day, hey, you coming to the gym? Don't forget. And he'd like do these little things where he would just check up on me and then text me, and boom, I'd be in there. Next thing you know, in like 6 months, I'm ripped, bro. Like hella ripped. So then that happens. And then I stop hanging out with him. Go on my mission.
Mm.
And then I run into this guy named Rick Davis, bro.
Rick Davis.
I serve in Arkansas in this little town called Mina. And one of the leaders there who would help the missionaries with their work,
Sure.
this guy was just a baller, bro. Like little town, big house, beautiful family. Let me learn from this guy.
Yeah.
Well, first time meeting him, sits us in the room. Do you guys know what your purpose is? Yeah, I just want to get to know the people. Wrong. I'm like, what the freak? Next thing you know, he's like, you guys are here to baptize. Next thing you know, this guy starts putting us on game about like just being motivated. Whatever goal you have, any decision that you have every single day, you got to make sure that it points to that. So if you eating out at a certain restaurant or you going to a football game, what's the purpose of you being there? If you're going over there, you got to make sure you always trying to talk to somebody. You can't just be floating.
Mm-hmm.
So next thing you know, he starts teaching us these ridiculous things of how to be bold, how to follow up with your goals, and how to just be aggressive every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, I start like listening to him, and I'm around him for like the next 4.5 months. This guy believed in me so much that at that point I was like, that's all I needed to like help me grow, because I never had a father figure. So next thing you know, Uti's teaching me how to be a man, how to believe in myself. This dude, Rick, is teaching me how to be aggressive with goals, how to provide for a family, how to believe in God. And next thing you know, I come back home from my mission, and then, I come home, and then a couple years later, I get married, and I start floating again,
Sure.
Because when you're a husband, there's so much freaking things you don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
My family was like, yeah, get married. Put on the ring. I ain't seen nobody. Everybody was like, deuces, all right, cool. He's
All right,
gone.
You did it. Congratulations.
Exactly. And then recently, bro, I actually just reconnected with my father for the first time, bro.
Oh, really?
For the first time in like 27 years. I just talked to him.
Right.
Like the first time, like 3 months ago, bro. I shared a lot of my hurt with him.
Sure.
I shared a lot of my pain that I went through. And then come to find out he had the same type of background. Always trying to prove himself. He was adopted.
Mm.
So he came from like that same gritty, gotta prove something.
Right.
Sure.
And then I found out he was from the streets too. So next thing you know, understand my family from my mom's side, big on education, right? And if you're not doing that, they look down on you.
Sure.
Next thing you know, I talked to my dad, and this dude's a drug dealer, and he's like, let me put you on game about everything.
Right.
Next thing you know, this guy is talking to me about networking. He's talking to me about how to protect your business and things I've never heard of. And it's crazy because, like, when I look back on my life, every person who I looked up to in certain stages to, like, learn to become a man, how to become God-fearing, and then how to become a businessman, God just put these people to, like, take little bits and pieces and then apply it.
Time and a place.
Exactly,
Time
bro.
and a place for it.
And it's crazy how, like, everything just maps out the way it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't forget my grandpa, too. That guy, definitely a big influence, too, you know? But like I said, like, lots of amazing male figures in my life that I've been just able to just take little things. But like I said, I didn't grow up with a dad. I had to figure out, like, you know, certain strengths that other people had and then apply it to my life. So a lot of who I am is just key pieces of what other people have in my life. And at the end of the day, I think because I've always been, like, counted out and always never, like, no one had faith in me at one point, that, like, I hate failing, man, because I failed for so long. Like, no one's seen that part.
Right.
No one saw the part where, like, I didn't graduate high school and then my mom was just crying. And then I told, like, my grandparents that I didn't want to go on a mission, and then they were just bawling. And then it was a certain point where I was living this, like, I was scraping the bottom of the barrel for, like, 6 years, you know what I mean? Jumping from place to place. And then I was like, dude, I'm freaking tired of my life. I've been, like, I go on Instagram, I see all these people going to college, I see them living their degrees, I see them traveling the world, and I'm over here stuck at home. I'm high as hell. I'm eating, like, I had to eat some whack-ass food that was, like, old, and I was, like, struggling, bro. And then I was like, man,
this ain't it.
This life could be so much better.
It has to be, right?
It has to.
It has to be.
And so from that point on, I was like, I'm never going to be like this again. And ever since I made that decision and I started, like, being more attentive to the details in my life, start seeing who was around me, like what you're saying, picking little bits and pieces. And then as I continue to grow, all these little role models that I just kind of picked off from, it just started to just create, like, a really beautiful picture into something like it's still growing. You
something
know what I
that
mean?
you can be proud of. Though.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
And it's still happening.
That's beautiful.
It is.
That is cool. I don't think mine was as articulate as that, right? Like, the way, like, the choices I made growing up to, like, get me to where I'm at now. Obviously, like your story, those people were planted in those specific times of your life because that's probably, maybe, I don't know how this actually works out, but, like, maybe that's when you were most vulnerable at that time to those things. Like, you not having a father early, maybe, I don't know the reason why, obviously. He does upstairs, but what he had to offer you at the point in time 3 months ago and what he's offering you now maybe is more valuable than what he was able to offer early in life. Maybe, I don't know.
But God's timing for you to hit that certain point emotionally to where you are now able to learn and hear and visualize and, like, all right, now you can go meet Rick Davis.
Exactly.
You're ready to learn these lessons.
Exactly. And I went on a mission late, like, understand, like, usually when people go on missions, they're, like, 18, straight out of high school. Like, I left when I was 21. So from the time I was 17 to 21, I was really just chilling for a really long time. And you're right, God's timing. It was just 21 years old, sent to a specific place at the right time, ready to learn, you know?
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I just think it's interesting. Your story is interesting only because, like, yeah, I just feel like mine wasn't, like, articulate like that. Like, mine really was like, all right, I guess I'll just do this. All right, I guess I'm just going to go do that now.
It's not as poetic.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. Mine were like my choices were just based off of like. I feel like they were kind of based off of others.
Yeah.
My choices, really.
I mean, not in a bad way though. Not like you're copying and you're biting. You're like, oh, he's doing that. Cool.
No, but like, yeah, I don't know. Like me wanting to serve, like.
That was not Seth's decision.
I only went because I tore my knee in football and I was dating a girl, and she said, I don't even know how I wasn't even thinking. I don't even think I was thinking like. She just said randomly while we were dating, is like, I'm going to marry a return missionary. And then I tore my knee, and then all my offers went away that I had. So then I was like, oh, I don't know. I kind of like her.
Guess I'll be that.
She's going to marry a return missionary. I guess I'll go on a mission. But I never wanted to. I just like, I guess I'll just do it.
Right.
But that's the single like greatest thing I've ever done, because it's led to like
so many different things.
That is like the main reason I am the way I am. Is because I decided to do that. But I never would have decided. Like, if I would have blown my knee and I wasn't dating her, I wouldn't have thought to go on a mission.
But everything happens for a reason, you know? It is.
Yours is just, you blew your knee out.
Go slang or something. I really would have done something like not that at all. I don't know. I just think that's very interesting. And how you can pinpoint those specific people at that specific time. That is very interesting.
Lots of reflection, man.
That is very interesting.
That's how you stay grateful, man, for real.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Role models. Any more role models? No role models.
And I'm here right now.
No role models to speak of. Searching through my memory.
I couldn't find one. Last night I was getting my feet rubbed
By the baddest.
But I swear I got a nigga call girl. Let me tell her it was good. Sorry, I've never come home. I'm gonna stay for good. That ain't no phone up.
Later would.
I can't, Lord.
911, right there.
Ain't got no shame no baby. You think I'm cool and I'm rich? Like, role models.
Man, shout out Cole.
I mean, there's just role models is such a. I feel like there's so much responsibility with that word that it's like kind of scary.
But it's responsibility that we are putting on them.
Exactly.
They don't even know that. Kai probably had no idea that we look at him as like a role model.
Yeah, 100%.
I guarantee if I told Lecky, I've never told him before, but now he's going to know if he watches this. Mm-hmm. If I look at him like, yo, I'm basing a portion of my life off of what you do, he's be like, bro, what? Don't do that. What are you doing? So I don't think it's a responsibility that you take on yourself. I think it's just like
how you carry yourself,
the
type
impact
of thing.
you have on people. You have no idea the impact you have on people.
100%.
Right.
And so I think that just you got to carry yourself in the right way to even be thought of like that. Not everybody's a role model, though.
No.
Not everybody was built for this.
At them.
I'm just kidding. Man, so I got a few of y'all. I know y'all watching too. Nah, yeah, there's a few.
You just gotta know when to listen. That's what I really want to. Yeah. Like, I may not have no other role models in mind that I'm sure I do, but when you find these people, ask questions, listen, and
be humble enough to ask questions. Pride is the devil, dog. I swear I'm gonna say it every episode.
Nah, for real though.
It really
like,
is,
it's real.
Bro. It really is.
Like, for the longest, I was like, bro, I can't. Like,
pride will stop you from doing so many things.
I can't do this, that, and the third because the way it's gonna make me look or the way I'm gonna sound or like. But like at the end of the day, like me putting myself in the uncomfortable position and asking Kai a question about one thing that he's not even gonna be like, oh, that's totally weird. Just, he's just asking a question. He's gonna answer it. It's like, damn, bro, that's really gonna like. That's gonna resonate with me, and I'm gonna be like, yes.
But if you thought to yourself, I gotta be too cool to ask that, or I gotta keep it chill in the chair, like we probably would never have this relationship with Kai.
For real.
Same thing with Lecky. He lived 2 doors away from me when our relationship really started. Like we really started creating a relationship together, working together. He trained me at work, but it was his vulnerability, his moments of like him sharing how he doesn't feel adequate right now, how he's feeling like I need to start doing this in church, or I need to start turning my attention to this to make sure that this happens. If he didn't show that side of him to me, I never would have thought of him that way.
100%.
But because I put him on that pedestal,
and then I realized,
yes, that's what makes
the door opens, and you're like, man, I can chop it up with you now.
Yes, that's what shows me that like, damn, this dude, like, he really don't have it all figured out, but like he's doing something right to where I want to model my
a
life
couple
after.
spaces in front of me.
Right.
You know?
And that is like, I think that's the key thing to me, what makes a role model to me. Because people who are like doing fantastic in their life, but I have no like
Relationship
connection with, that's not a role model to me. You're just doing really good in your life.
Right.
I would like to have everything you have, but I wouldn't call you a role model. Like, I'm not calling Gary Vee a role model. I'm not calling Grant Cardone or whatever his name is, those rich people, Jeff Bezos. I'm not calling them role models. Do I want money like that? Yeah, but they ain't a role model because I have nothing in common with them. You know what I mean? What makes JoJo to me is because I know where he's going through. I know how he's going through the gutter, and he's had to do what he's had to do to get to where he's at. I know the mistakes he's made. That makes me feel like, oh, I could still make my mistakes and still get it how he's getting it.
for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what makes it real for me. That's what makes a role model to me. That's the definition of
You
role
gotta,
model.
you gotta have good people in your corner, man.
Yeah.
So if you a loser and you ain't got no role models in your life, man,
Because your friends are losers.
because your friends suck.
Friends suck,
All right.
bro. Seriously.